Today's lesson 4.3, day 3, writing equations given various information. As I told you in class, you're going to be given 3 different pieces of information, and you're going to be asked to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So in the beginning here it says, every time you are asked to write an equation of a line, you will want your answer to be in slope-intercept form. However, many times you are not given the slope and the intercept in the question. The following types of questions give different pieces of information, 3 different ones, and show you how to transform it into an equation into slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, or what's called function form. Okay, so the first type that you're going to see, write an equation given its slope, so we are given the slope m, and a point on the line. Okay, for example, the line shown below has a slope of 2/5 and passes through the point 2, 3. You know the slope, but you don't know the y-intercept. So how could you figure this out? Substitute the given slope and the x and the y coordinates of the given point into the equation y equals mx plus b. So here, my y in the point 2, 3 is 3. My slope was given to us as 2/5. So y equals 2/5 times my x value, which is 2, plus b. Now I'm solving for just the one variable b. So I get 3 is equal to 4/5 plus b. Subtracting 4/5 from both sides, I get 2 1/5 must be the b, the y-intercept. So, solve for b, which I did. I got 2 1/5, or 11/5. Use that given slope and now the value for b and write the equation of the line. So my equation is y equals 2/5, my slope, m, x, plus my b. I can write it as 11/5. Or I could write it as 2 1/5. Either way, same equation. So given a slope and the point, put the slope in, put the coordinates of the point in, and then write the equation in y equals mx plus b function form. Number 2, a slope has a line of -5 and passes through the point 1, -8. Write an equation of the line. So substitute what you know into y equals mx plus b. So I know -8 has to equal -5 times my x, which is 1, plus some b. So adding 5 to both sides, I'm going to get that -3 must equal the b. Okay, so my equation I solved for b is y equals -5x minus 3. Number 1, a line has a slope of -3 and passes through the point -6, 8. Write an equation of the line. So y equals 8. Remember, I'm using y equals mx plus b every time to start. Putting in the information I know. I know y is 8. I know the slope is -3. I know my x is -6 plus b. Well, that's positive 18, -3 times -6. So if I subtract 18 from both sides, I'm going to get -10 as the b, the y-intercept. So my equation is y equals -3x minus 10. I'm going to leave number 2 for you to do. So you may pause the video, figure out number 2, and come back to the video. Second type of information you could be given. Write an equation given a point and an equation parallel, the equation of a parallel line. So a point and an equation of the parallel line. So we don't have slope and we don't have y-intercept. A line passes through the point 1/4, 8 and is parallel to the line y equals 2 minus 4x. Write the equation of the line. Step 1, identify the slope by writing the equation in slope-intercept form. So y equals -4x plus 2. It is a y equals. It doesn't say 2y or 4y. Otherwise, I would have to divide everything by 2 or 4. So it is in the y equals, just the order was a little off on that one. So I know my slope. Identify the slope. It's the coefficient of x. So my slope is -4. Substitute the x and the y. So like we did in type 1, now I'm going to put the point, the ordered pair, 1/4, 8, into the y equals mx plus b. I know the slope, solve for b. So I have y, which is 8, equals -4, my slope, times 1/4 is the x, has to equal, plus b, has to equal 8. So -4 times 1/4 is -1. So 8 equals -1 plus the y-intercept. Adding 1 to both sides, you get 9 equals the y-intercept b. So 9 is b. So now my equation, y equals -4x plus 9. So the difference between type 1 and type 2, type 1, I was given the slope. Type 2, I'm given the slope of a parallel line and I have to figure out the slope. Still, those times I'm putting in the ordered pair point that I was given. So y equals -4x plus 9. Next page. Number 1, write the equation of a line that passes through the point -2, 1 and is parallel to y equals 5 minus 3x. Well, that's y equals -3x plus 5. So I know my slope, m equals -3. So I know my slope and I know my ordered pair. So y is 1, so 1 has to equal my slope, mx is -2, y equals mx plus my b. I don't know that. -3 times -2 is +6. So 1 equals 6 plus what b? Subtracting 6 from both sides, you get -5 equals the b. So the equation therefore is y equals m, which is -3x, plus b, which is -5, so -5. -3x minus 5. That's type 2. Last, third piece of information that you can be given, type 3. Write an equation of a line given 2 points. Well, I know if I have 2 points, I can use my slope formula, delta y over delta x, or y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, and calculate my slope. Then I can pick either one of the points, put it in, and get the equation of the line. So I have a choice on what x and y I want to put in. So write an equation of a line that passes through the pair of points 1, 3 and 2, -4. So my delta y over delta x, I'm going to do this order, and I have -4 minus 3, my y values, over my x values, 2 minus 1, and I get -7 over 1. My slope is, that's my slope, that's m. Now, use the slope in one of the points. Well, I'm going to choose the point that doesn't have any negatives in it. I'm going to choose the point x is 1, y is 3. So y is 3, y equals m, -7, times my x, 1, plus b. So that's -7, adding 7 to both sides, I get b is 10. I would have gotten b is 10 had I plugged in and used -4 for y and 2 for my x. Still would have gotten 10. Y equals is the equation. Y equals m, -7x, plus my b, which is 10. Number 1. Write an equation of the line that passes through the pair of points -2, -5, and 2, -1. Okay, first step, find my slope. My slope is equal to delta y over delta x. So my change in my y values, -1 minus -5 minus -5. Be very careful that you're putting in that second negative, over 2 minus -2. So that's really 1 plus 5 and 2 plus 2. So I get negative 1 plus 5 is 4, and 2 plus 2 is 4, so my slope is 1. So I know my m. So y equals mx plus b. Y, and it doesn't matter which point I choose, I'm going to choose the second one, negative 1, is equal to 1, my slope, times my x, which is 2, plus a b. So that's 2. Subtracting 2 from both sides, I get negative 3 is my b. So my equation then is y equals 1x, which I don't have to write the 1, minus 3. Y equals x minus 3. And I'm going to leave number 2 for you to do. So finish that up, and tomorrow in class we'll go over those 2 questions.